Getting ready for school these days requires setting up a home-based learning environment. Remember that teachers are still providing the instructional program. Parents and caregivers are not homeschooling, but they are the managers of a home-based learning environment. Let's look at these 8 elements and ensure that students and parents or caregivers together are working to put them in place. It is so important to provide students of all ages with structure. That includes getting up at the same time every day, starting the day off with a routine, getting washed, dressed, eating breakfast, and being ready for school, even if students are working from home. It's important to identify areas where students will work and have them think about the places that are appropriate for writing, reading, working with manipulatives, art projects, etc. Plan out the day. How will you use your time across the day to get all of the work done? And for middle and high school students, I would say plan out the week to ensure that you're going to get all of your work done. Have students fill out a chart for how they use their time, and then turn that into a pie graph over 24 hours so that they can reflect on how they are using their time productively throughout the course of a day and the evening. Younger students can keep a work log. And if you have a number of people in the household who are all sharing the same resources, create a limited resource sign-up so that everyone can plug their name in and use that particular item at an appointed time. That will reduce any arguing and conflicts over items. To fill in the chart, you might take turns, each filling in a box, and continuing until you have signed up for everything you need. A third element, projects are important in a home-based learning environment. It may be that teachers provide projects that anchor their learning. If not, engage your student in identifying a real-world problem to solve. As they're learning content in school, have them see how that content might apply to their real-world problem. And what is the student interested in? This particular 12-year-old wants to become a Disney Imagineer, so she's developing a portfolio that she could potentially share with Disney or an Imagineer to get feedback. But in order to do that, she mapped out her path to victory and is pursuing her goals. Again, thinking about what she's learning in school to see how it might apply to her becoming an Imagineer. Another important element are resources. Get resources set up right at the start of a school year. Identify resources that students may need during work time and have them all assembled in a nearby shoebox or drawer. That way students don't have to interrupt the work in order to go off and find a resource. The same applies for digital resources. Create a list of links to all of the possible digital resources available that become references during work time. Downtime is really important. Some students, particularly older students, may want to cram all of their academic work into a short period of time and take the rest of the day off. That's not the best situation. Students should work throughout the day just as if they were in the physical school building, but they need some opportunities to stop, get up, move around, have a drink of water, give the brain a rest. That may include a short nap or just some time to listen to music. Daydreaming is actually important for brain building, so don't count it out. Or just go outside or look out a window and observe. Take a look at a large expanse and then zoom in on something very specific. And then get back to schoolwork. Conversations are critical in the home-based learning environment. Parents and caregivers should ask students about their day, about particular activities, and ask specific questions as opposed to just, "What did you learn today?" To which students usually reply, "Nothing." But in a home-based learning environment, you'll be a little bit more involved in the work that is going on, and you can ask more questions about it. Balance is also important. You're made up of a mind, a body, and a soul. You have to make sure that you give time to each. Get up, move around, spend a little downtime doing something that feeds your soul, and use your mind wisely in your academic work. Whether you create a physical area where students can post work that they're proud of, or a digital celebration with videos and students talking about what they're proud of. Celebrate the successes. It's important for students to stop and reflect on what they're learning, as well as their work habits. Students can simply free write in a journal or respond to specific questions, or just every day write down something that they're grateful for. So that's it. 8 elements of home-based learning to put into place for the start of school. It helps to put students in charge of their own learning. Thanks for joining me today.